the Namib Desert, one of the most exposed places on Earth. As the sun climbs high, everybody takes cover from the extreme heat. Everybody except the hot rod ant. As others take refuge, their day is just beginning. Cleaning out the nest.
Let's pause for a moment. Does anything sound particularly off to you just then? Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the sounds of nature. Hi there, my name is Elliot and you're watching SoundScape, where we break down your favorite movies, games, or TV shows and their unique sounds. The clip you just saw was from BBC's release The Hunt. It's a nature documentary that was released back in 2015 that tries to get you as close to the action of certain animals as possible. However, if you're familiar with other documentaries of this time period, you might know that a lot of them have received active criticism for recreating sound effects or using fakery to try and trick listeners into thinking that they're hearing these animals, when in reality, they're hearing something that was made in the sound booth. Just like last time we saw, you could use the sound of bacon frying as rain. You can do similar techniques to make tiny ants or lizards come to life. Now, why would producers go through the trouble of adding sounds in post when they can record it in the field? Well, BBC has given word on that, and it seems most of the time it's actually out of necessity. If you think about the challenges presented in recording ants in the field, you can get very close, but they're so small that a lot of times camera operators just can't get a microphone close enough or loud enough to capture just the ant and get rid of any other ambient sounds. So if we know these sounds aren't accurate, then what exactly are we hearing? What replacements were used to make this clip come to life? Well, fortunately, there is one sound that is very present in this clip. It's the sound of gravel being shifted around, or some sort of rocks being shifted around. Similar to how if you were walking around in a playscape, or if you're walking on a trail, anything like that, and you'd hear the crunch of gravel or sand underneath your feet, they use a similar sound to try and get you as close to the ants as possible, almost putting you on their scale. Unfortunately, though, they don't give a whole lot of comment about some of the more unique sounds they had to go ahead and create. Two of those sounds being the sound of the gecko lizard licking its eyeball and the ant stretching its antenna. However, we can go ahead and take some guesses as to what these sounds would be. So for the gecko tongue, I would say that was most likely either a cloth or a sponge that was being released very slowly, a wet cloth. And for the ant antenna, most likely it could be a zip tie or maybe a zipper being closed, anything to kind of get that stretching sound. But regardless of what sounds you heard, just remember that all the sounds in this clip were done in post. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing. You might be surprised by this, but that is the magic behind sound design. Even if you know that the sounds aren't real, you still get immersed. Sometimes these sounds don't need to be real. They just need to be real enough. But what do you think about the Hunt's sound design? Do you enjoy these additions that were put into the production? Or would you prefer they try as hard as they can to get a really authentic feel at the cost of maybe a little bit of enjoyment? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are, and if you have any other suggestions for future topics, be sure to let me know. Until then, however, be safe, and I will see you next time.